Hey, it's Jen coming at you with your weekly energy forecast for the week of August 8th to 14th. That is all of the cards. So very fast. Okay. So the first card is the Hummingbird. Hummingbirds are all about tasting sweetness. If you have hummingbirds in your area or you know anybody who feeds hummingbirds, they literally drink sugar water. That's what you put in their the feeders for hummingbirds. And because they're so small and because they move at such a fast pace, they metabolize what they eat very quickly, so they have to consistently go back for more. So this is literally what you're doing this week. That's your focus this week, is on tasting sweetness. So a nice little break, especially after last week's in-depth shadow work and inner work and noticing things that needed to be released. This week is all about giving yourself pleasure. So that's all five senses, finding out what speaks to yours. Like, what do you enjoy looking at? What do you love looking at? What do you really love listening to? What do you really love feeling with your tangible, like, physical senses? Like, what textures do you like feeling? What do you like to taste? What do you like to smell? Engage all five of your senses this week and make it really about enjoying and finding pleasure in literally everything that you can in the physical earthly plane. That's fun. Second card is Jaguar. So this, I just take a look at the expression on that Jaguar's face. Looks, for whatever reason, right now to me, looks just grumpy as shit. So I don't know if, just give me a second to continue to look at this. Okay, so to me, again, this just speaks to what I already told you about. So Jaguars are known for facing fear. That's what they're known for. Okay, that's what they help you with. You can tap into Jaguar spirit anytime you want to, and especially Black Panther will help you move through fear. And based on what you found last week, some people's inclination is going to be to start working on it right away, to start moving through fear that you have around changing and all of that. It's going to be to, like, get right into it. You're not supposed to. This is straight up a strong message. Like, this Jaguar's back is to all of this knowledge that you just came across. So to me, this is symbolizing the full moon currently. And full moon is that that full illumination of what it is you couldn't see before. So the way that the moon cycle works, in a new moon, you're setting intentions. You're not trying to see what you can see in the shadows. When it's a full moon, it's allowing a full illumination of what's in the shadows so that you can then move through those things. Okay, so it's lighting up all of the things that you found out last week. You're not doing anything with it this week. This week is strictly like, take the break. So many of these readings are just telling us about all of the inner work and all of the changes and all of the shedding and all of the things that we have to let go. So many, like, we're doing that work all the time. This week is not a week for that work. This week is a week for rest, for play, for creating those beautiful memories, and for really allowing yourself to indulge in the pleasure of your five senses. And who doesn't want to do that? So spend some time eating some like amazing, delicious food. Go and check out some beautiful art, or go for a nature walk and look at the beautiful scenery. Go for a drive somewhere and enjoy the beautiful scenery. Like, really allow yourself to listen to some really fun music, or some really like music that you love. No inner work, okay? No. So this card is Thunder, and I don't know if you can see, so looks like rocks, looks like water splashing up on the rocks. If you take a little bit closer of a gander, you will actually see that there is 4 buffalo in the picture that are painted to also look like rocks from far away, depending on how you want to look at it. So there is, this is why this is why there's no work this week, okay? This is why you don't need to worry about it, because there is a storm coming, because you can hear it. Often thunder comes before the storm, right? You can hear all of the pressure building up in the clouds. You hear the cracks of thunder. You know that there's a storm coming. There's imminent rain. There's imminent lightning that's coming. You don't have to worry about racing to meet it. You don't have to get in your car and drive towards where the thunder is sounding to make sure that you're going to get to the rain. It's coming. So just pay attention to the first message. Do not do any inner work. This is strictly keeping yourself grounded in your physical body, okay? That's what you're supposed to be doing this week. That's where all of this comes from, in indulging in the pleasure of your 5 senses and keeping yourself grounded firmly in your body. That's one of the main messages of buffalo. They have all 4 legs on the ground. They are grounded as shit. That's what you need to be keeping in mind. And also, like, these are charging. Like, they're moving. Even as you're grounding, even as you're paying attention to all 5 senses and keeping yourself in the pleasure of all 5 senses, you're still moving towards the storm that's coming and to the inner work. Like, they are running towards this. The face is killing me. Towards this really irritated looking, like, why can't we work on this now, Jaguar? Okay? So don't worry that you aren't going to get to the inner work. It's coming for you probably next week. There is a full moon also on Friday the 12th, and that is, again, like, you may have some kind of epiphany come to you on Friday and have like everything like click into place, like you find the key. Don't do anything with it, okay? So the first action step is the Desert Prince, and it's survival and false promises on the shadow side. So this dude is ready. He's ready for a fight. Lion, same thing. Although that lion and this dude are in a resting position, they aren't moving, they aren't fighting, they aren't going anywhere. The lion is fully lying down. This guy's standing, both feet on the ground. They aren't doing anything. There's the light of the full moon in the background, revealing everything that they need to know, revealing all of the emotions around everything that they need to know. They aren't actually doing anything, but they're ready. So that is kind of the action step and theme of this week, is that this is in preparation for being ready for next week. It's a little bit of the balancing of masculine and feminine energy that we felt last week still in play, because you can't take action without resting. You literally cannot make it through your day without sleeping at night. That's why we sleep at night. So this whole week is like a night's sleep. That's the energy of this week. You are resting and getting prepared for being able to survive what's coming next week. So keep that in mind, that this playing, resting, indulging in your five senses is preparation for, it's allowing you to really gather in and conserve your energy to get ready for a big push happening next week. There's yet another call to the full moon. And this full moon is speaking to you, probably in your dreams, to be very honest. Full moon here that you're not supposed to be paying attention to, and potentially that epiphany that's coming in with the full moon. I would really pay attention to what you're dreaming on the Friday. Well, we'll say the Thursday, the Friday, and the Saturday. So the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. Really pay attention to your dreams, because you're going to be gaining clarity and guidance and messages through your dreams. And here is the last card, which is the Metal King: discipline, armor, and boundaries. So one of the things that we forget sometimes is that we need to have boundaries with ourselves. And so this dude is all about discipline and all about making sure that he is protected. He's got a mask on, he's got armor on, he's got a weapon, he's protected as shit. So for what's coming up next week and in keeping yourself grounded, part of the grounding process, if you don't currently do ground, cut, clean, cleanse, and protect in your daily morning practice, I would add that in, as well as taking a peek at what boundaries you need to set. So if here we were ready, this being the beginning of the week, if here we were just like preparing for what's coming, by the end of the week, we're like starting to move towards it. Same as the bison are charging towards what's being revealed here and charging towards the inner work. He's also starting to move. He's climbing over the wall. He's starting to set his sights on moving through towards his goal. And you need to make sure that you are protected in the form of boundaries. So as you do inner work, as you do shadow work, what kind of boundaries do you need to set around, like maybe how long you're going to do that for, around how you're going to potentially express those boundaries to others, how you're going to express and make sure that you're keeping those boundaries for yourself. And you just really need to pay attention to the protection piece of it, because if you don't set those boundaries here, as we get into, I think it's really big energy coming in next week. And as we get into next week, you are not going to be able to keep that balance. You are not going to be able to keep the understanding that everything that's coming in is for your highest good. All of the messages that are coming in are from your higher self in order to propel you through that quantum leap. I would actually say that next week is probably when the quantum leap is going to happen. So keep that in mind and spend a little bit of time here working on boundaries for yourself and boundaries for others around the changes that you're going to be going through. That is your week. Enjoy.